guys should know is I want to congratulate you for showing up, because 80% of success is showing up. There's a lot of people who should be here today that aren't, but you guys are going to be successful because of that. So give yourselves a hand for that. All right. We're going to start by watching a little video here, so give me a second to set it up for you. It's just a little motivation. Every time I watch this, it gets me a little emotional, and we're going to be sharing a lot today. It's okay.
You got more in you than that.
Just rest a second.
You gotta keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's go. Don't quit till you got nothing left. There you go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving. Your very best. Your very best. Your very best. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Don't quit on it. Keep going. Keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. That's it. Your very best. Don't quit on it. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving. Don't quit till you got nothing left. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. I want everything you got. Come on. Keep going. It hurts. Don't quit on it. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go.
He's heavy.
I know he's heavy.
If I had strength.
And you negotiate with your body to find more strength, but don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going. You hear me? You keep going. You're doing good. You keep going. Do not quit on it. You keep going. I know it hurts. You keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here. 30 more steps. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Keep going. And let it burn. It's all hard. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Come on. Keep going. You're back. You're back. Don't stop. Keep going. It's not too hard. You keep going. Come on, Brock. Give me more. Give me more. Keep going. 20 more steps. 20 more. Keep going, Brock. Give me your best. Don't quit. No. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Brock Kelly, you don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. Go, Brock Kelly. You don't quit on me. No, you keep going. You keep going. Go, Brock. 10 more steps. 10 more. 10 more. 10 more. Keep going. Don't quit. Give me your heart. You can. You can. 5 more. 5 more. Come on, Brock. Come on. Don't quit. Don't quit. Come on. 1 more. Look up, Brock. You're in the end zone. Brock, you are the most influential player on this team. If you walk around defeated, so will they. Don't tell me you can't give me more than what I've been seeing. You just carried a 140-pound man across this whole field on your arms. Brock, I need you. God's gifted you with the ability of leadership. Don't waste it.
Coach,
Can I count on you?
Yes.
Coach,
What is it, Jeremy?
I want a 160.
Alright. Who next?
Because I'm going to give a word of the seminar that we can focus on throughout the time that we're here together, and it's integrity and being true to your word and doing what you say you're going to do. And that was a leader, that was a captain of the team, and then in the clip before that, he was down on the team and he was giving up. They had lost the last game they played, and he was just talking trash about it and kind of being really negative, and that wasn't the way the coach wanted this captain to run the team. So integrity is a good word for today. Does everybody know what integrity means? No? No? This is an interactive day. I'm not going to be the only one speaking, and I did just tell you what it was. It's being honest, having moral principles, and being a man of your word. Woman, if you want to go that way. So just think about that throughout this seminar. Everything you're doing today is for you, and make sure that you're going to be able to stick to your word. Don't start being unrealistic and being crazy motivated and writing things down and doing things you don't think you can. All right, so just keep that in the back of your mind as we continue throughout today. Got it? Okay.
Got it.
So I'm going to share a little bit of a kind of little explanation about why I'm here and why this goals seminar meant so much to me. Over the summer, I was in a pretty bad place. It was tough for me mentally. I had a little bit of depression going on. And I finally got accepted to a mastermind group for my fitness business coaching. And the first exercise I had to do was set goals for myself for a year. And I had no idea what to do. And I just started to cry because I had no idea where I wanted to be in a year. And that's a scary thought when you just can't figure out what you want, what your purpose is, what you want to do to help people. I mean, I know I show up here every day and I love what I do. I love working in the fitness area, but there was something bigger and I couldn't figure out what that was, and that really scared me. I didn't know where I wanted to live. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then there was a lot going on with the business changeover. So now I'm going to be running Fit It on my own. Now is a scary adventure and a scary decision to make. And through that process, I was still having a hard time setting my goals and figuring out what I should do with that and if I wanted to do that. And I thought to myself, if I'm leading everybody there, then what the hell is going through everybody else's mind? If I'm having an issue, just like that video, how can I lead everybody else and expect you guys to have clarity and understand what you want and where you want to go? So that's my purpose, is to try to help you guys figure out where you want to go, what you want to do, and how important 2015 is to you. Okay? So that's my little story. Eventually we'll start sharing stuff, and we're going to start with an aha moment. Remember during the mindset or the meditation, I asked you guys to start thinking about your 2014 aha moments. Okay? So hopefully, how'd that get turned over? Did I do that? Yes. Oh, that's a bad memory. Okay, I'm going to start with my aha moment. And we actually are going around the room today, and everybody's going to share an aha moment. So you better be ready. My aha moment for 2014 was I realized you've got to give what you want in life. So if you want to be happy, you've got to try to give happiness to people. If you want to be loved, you've got to try to give love to people. If you want hope, if there's something going on in your life and you hope things get better, then you've got to go give that to other people. If you need courage, try to make someone feel courageous. And that was pretty important to me. If you want family and friendships, you've got to go give that. You've got to take that step. You can't just expect everybody to come to you and everything to fall into your lap. And I think we get complacent a lot. I don't think it's a selfish thing that you just expect those things to happen, but we do get complacent and just hope one day we're going to wake up and everything's going to be all set. And whatever was meant to be will be. So that was my aha moment. Be even better. All right, so we're going to start by talking about success and goals before we get into our activities. We're going to do about 4 or 5 activities today, and at the end of the day, you will walk out with your 2015 big, hairy, audacious goal. So, get ready. The first thing I want you guys to realize is that you become what you think about and what you talk about every single day. So you've got to be, in order to be successful at something, you've got to live it every day. You've got to talk about it. You've got to think about it. So that's my first piece of advice about success. Make sure that every day you wake up, you're thinking about what it is that you want, the type of life that you want to live. You got to decide what you want, think about it, and you will get it. This is also known as the automatic goal achieving mechanism. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's sort of like the law of attraction. So if you decide what you want and you think about it all the time, eventually it's amazing, but everything just starts to line up and just fall into place for you. But that's because you're mentally putting yourself where you want to be. So that is a true mechanism that you can make happen. If you figure out today what you want in life, go out and think about it and act on it and surround yourself with people, things, audios, books about that, you will get what you want. So that's number one thing I want you guys to think about to be successful when you leave here. Flip to an empty sheet before showing this one. Ding! I'm not really quite sure why, so we'll just stay here. Goals, 4 reasons you don't set them. So goals, a lot of people don't even set goals. They don't know how There's a lot of different reasons. Why do you, that's why we were flipping, but I won't write. Why do you guys think, no cheating, people don't set goals?
Fear.
Okay, good one. Fear of what?
Failure.
Fear of failure, okay. Fear of? Good, that's one. Did you read that off the board?
No.
Oh, okay. Another one, another reason? Overwhelming.
Don't feel the need to.
Yep. More? There's more reasons. There's 4 reasons I'm looking for. Go ahead. Just shout it out.
Easier, not to.
Okay. Easy way out. Anything else? What?
Might be afraid you'll hit the goal.
Good job. It's a good one. People don't think like that a lot. But and that one was the most surprising to me when I was learning about this, is that number one, it's unimportant to you. People just wake up every day, like you were saying. You don't want to do. People just wake up, and it's just not important to set goals. Like, whatever, it'll happen. Whatever's meant to be will be. Number 2 is you don't know how. People don't even know where to start. I had that problem this summer. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know how to clear my mind. I didn't know how to figure out what it was that my purpose was supposed to be. How do you set a goal? How do you sit down and actually come up with something off the paper after that? So we're going to teach you how to do that today. Fear of failure. Everybody probably guessed that one. That was the first one that's yelled out. And this one, fear of success, which I thought was pretty interesting because you don't really think you're ever going to be scared of being successful. But a lot of change happens after you have success. So once you set a goal, if you hit it, all of a sudden, it's like a deer in headlights and you don't know what to do with it. So a lot of people are fearful that they are going to hit that goal that they write down, and then what? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Next ones. I need a paper changer. This is too high for me. Nope. You sit there and be the motivator.
Gotta be nice.
So number 1, you cannot hit a goal you cannot see. So we need to come up with some clarity today. You can't just think about a goal that you want. I know I said before, decide in your head, think about it, and you will achieve it. You've got to be able to write it down, okay? So if you can't see it, you can't hit it. We'll go over that. Set goals, hit goals, but why? Why do you not hit your goals? And we talked about this a little bit. It's a little graph for you guys, but fear and doubt hold you back. And fear is the strongest emotion that anybody can have that will hold them back from what they want in life. So in order to combat that, you need courage and confidence, and you'll be successful. So you've got to find ways to build courage and confidence, and that's by practicing and doing things. Taking risks, taking chances. Okay? Last sheet is bothering me. All right. 7 keys to goal setting. It has to be written. You guys know about that, right? It needs to be clear, specific and detailed. It needs to be measurable. It needs to have a timeline. Congruent with your values, which we'll go over. You have to know what your values are in order to be successful with goals. It has to be challenging. It should be about 50% probability that you will achieve that goal. That's the way you want to think as far as how challenging can you make a goal. Has to be balanced. So you've got to start thinking, which we will get into another activity, that it needs to include your professional, your career, your family, your friends, your health, financial, spiritual, and community. Those are all big topics that you should be thinking about when you set goals. And it must produce major, definite purpose. And Kip, you can, yes, wow, that was weird.
That was weird.
What I was going to say is that you had mentioned earlier that you found out what your purpose is in life. You figured out what you want to do. And that's what the point of setting your goals is today, is the big picture is figuring out, when you set a goal for yourself, how is that helping other people? Because you do realize that it's a reflection on how you give to other people when you set that goal. So you got to think from both perspectives. Goals. They need to be clear. So we need to be able to define it very well. You need to know exactly what it is in a few words. It needs to be written. That's the number one thing. That's why you have notebooks. That's why you have pens. We are going to be writing a lot today. If it's not written, it's just an idea, not a dream. 3, it needs to be specific. So you can't just say, I want to lose weight in 2015, because number 1, you're not going to do it because you didn't write down how much. And number 2, you need to be exact about it so that you can measure yourself, and that's going to be the next word. Measurable. You need to be able to measure it. And last one is easily explained. So it can't be a run-on sentence, which this is where One Word is a book that we're reading here. Do you guys need me to write those down, or you got it? Okay.
Clear, written, specific, measurable, easily explained.
You're fast. Specific, measurable. What gets measured? Kip, you should know this one. This is probably your favorite quote. What gets measured gets done. Who said that, Melinda? Oh my God, we need to give you a t-shirt. That was awesome. And easily explained. We don't want to have an hour conversation with someone trying to explain to them that we want to be a head football coach. All right. 7 keys to goal setting. You guys remember those? Need to be clear, written. Yada, yada, yada. You don't feel like listening to that over and over again. So the first activity we're going to do is called the 8 Forms of Wealth. Has anybody ever heard or done this before? Heard about it or done it before? 8-week challenge, right? 8-week challenge. All right, so let's see how different it is. Did you guys keep your sheets by any chance when you did it that day? Oh, good. You do have it? Good. So it'd be interesting for you to look back and see how things have changed since then. All right. You guys can draw this if you want, if you're artistic enough. There are 8 forms, 8 areas of your life. Like I mentioned before, you need balance in your values, you need balance in your life. And I think a lot of times, the second, besides not knowing how to set goals, I think what happens is we focus on one thing, and it just seems to always be that. So I think a lot of people, if they want to lose weight, that's constantly the one goal they set, and they just forget about everything else in their life. You know, if they want to buy a new home, that's the only thing they think about. And then you're not balanced, right? So these are the areas of your life that you should be thinking about. Spiritual, inner self. We're going to get a little bit more into detail after I mention them. Physical health, family, professional or career, financial, circle of genius, we'll talk about that, adventure, and impact or legacy. So spiritual, inner self is all about, you can be spiritual. If you're spiritual, that's great. You can take some time and figure out how to become spiritual. Some people are religious. Some people take time just to think each morning. But another way to look at it is just it's being at peace with your values. So what matters to you in life, and being at peace with that and thinking about that on a regular basis. And having a really clear sense of where you want to be in 1, 3, 5, or 10 years. Okay? So inner self, what do you want? Remember, integrity. Be a man of your word. Physical health. So what we're going to do, I'm going to explain what we're going to do. Here, are you guys busy drawing this right now? Trying? You need to grade yourself on a 1 to 10. That's what all these dashes are for. 1 is awful, and you do not even have this word in your life. And 10 would be you can't do any better in that category. Okay? And somewhere in between, average would be about 5. All right? So we're going to grade ourselves on each one of these categories here. First one we'll start with is spiritual and inner self. So what do you think you have on a scale of 1 to 10? Knowing exactly what you want in life, taking time to think, breathe, meditate. How well do you do that? I'll be me. I don't think I do a very good job of that. So I'm going to give myself a 4 for that. It's all Kim's fault though, because last time I did this graph, I told her to make sure she texts me every time she meditates, and it will remind me to do it, and you haven't done it once.
I'll keep my phone.
I'm just kidding. The next one, physical health. I would give myself a 5. I do have goals. I might even give myself a 6 because I have goals written down about what I want to do with my physical health. I can't take it for granted that I work here every day. You know, you have to go above that. Can you elevate? Can you do more than just what you do every single day? Just because I'm here every day doesn't mean that that's giving me a green light to eat whatever I want and I'm in the best shape of my life. I still have to elevate and do 1% more every day. So since I've set goals, I'm going to give myself a 6. Maybe I can give myself closer to a 10 if I actually attain those goals. 3 is family. The last time I did this with you guys, I put family as the number 1 thing that I needed to work on. I don't know if you remember that. And since that day, I have been home, I would say, at least once a month. 15 weeks ago? Have I been home once a month the past 4 months? Maybe more? Good. So I'm going to give myself an 8 on that. I feel good about that. And I still have a goal set to continue to do that once a month. And what's interesting about it is I just kept thinking, this is a goal. I kept putting it on my big fives. And we'll get into big fives. I just kept putting it there. Gotta get there, gotta get there, gotta get there. And I see more people at home every time I go than just the one person I plan on going down to see. And I think that's powerful. I really liked that. The next one is professional. Whatever it is you do for a job, how well do you do it? Can you be better? Is there something that's bothering you about it? Are you not happy? Are you not doing as good as you can? Are you not taking enough responsibility? Are you just showing up? Or are you making a difference in what your job is? To other people, are you making a difference? Or is this just something you do every day because you're a robot? So figure that out. Financial, I should just probably go right in the middle. That's a hard one. I mean, I think everybody has a goal to try to save, or make more, but I'm probably going to give myself a 5 because I actually do think about that a lot. I do a lot of goal setting with my mastermind coach, and he constantly asks me, how much money do you want to make? How much money do you want to make? All right, let's break it down. And I think that number is in my mind. I write it down on a regular basis. I look at it. I see it. I dream about it. I think about it. When he calls me, I tell him that's what I want to make still. And so he says I'm going to make it. But I'll give myself 5 because it hasn't happened yet.
So I don't understand that category in all honesty.
Financial, are you making it could be anything that has to do with money. Are you making the amount of money you want to make? Are you saving the amount of money that you want to make? Are you buying the things that you want? Do you have value in your life materialistically? Are you giving your money? If you make as much and you want to give it back, are you doing that? What does financial happiness and freedom to you mean? And are you in that direction? And if financial freedom to you means you're comfortable and you're giving back, that's great. Can you do more with that? You know, I highly doubt anybody in here is going to have a 10 on any part of this graph, but that should be what you strive for. Okay? Is that better, Kip?
Yes.
Okay. You know, another way to think about it too is if you are already setting goals for yourself, have you met the goal that you've set? Have you been striving toward it, or did you just not think about it? And that might be how you grade yourself on these two. Circle of genius and social. I told you guys this at the last 8-week challenge, which is a really, really interesting point. Think about the top 5 people you spend the most time with in your life. Just think about that for a minute. I'm going to give you guys like 30 seconds to think about 5 people you spend the most time with. It's probably going to be number 1, someone you work with. Number 2, a best friend. Do you go to the same place to shop every week? Hope it's not a place with a lot of grouchy people. Burger King? That's not right. So the top 5 people, and just think about their personalities right now. That's you. Whatever they do, whether it be good or bad, is a reflection on you, and you are that type of person. So you've really got to dig deep into this one, and the biggest teaching point you can have about this is there might be people in your life you need to get rid of right now. There's probably half of you here are thinking about, shit, I can't believe I spent so much time with that person. I really got to change that. Need to get rid of them. And I know I told you guys this at the 8-week challenge, and I had some people agreeing with me then, so hopefully you've done something about it now. Maybe there's people that you wish you spent a lot of time with that could make you a better person. So who do you surround yourself with? Adventure. Everybody needs adventure. Creativity is a huge portion to success. If you are not creative, you will not be successful. If you do not think outside your wheelhouse, thank you for that little quote there, you're not going to be as successful as you can be. So adventure is a very important part. Adventure could be anything from trying a new recipe to going on a vacation. Just what does adventure to you mean? And are you doing enough of that? Or do we just work all the time and forget about fun? You know, do you focus on outside things besides work, besides home, besides the same 5 people that you hang out with every day? And if you hang out with the same 5 people and they're great people, do you guys do anything different, or do you constantly do the same exact thing over and over? If you just change that one piece even by 1%, you'll be surprised at how much happier you'll be, how much more successful, and how much it's going to help all of these other things because you are happy. So start putting some adventure in your life. Start thinking of ways that you can have fun. Thanks, Sue. So I would say Damn, I'm doing pretty good in that category, I think. I think I am. Last one, impact and legacy. This is my favorite one. I told you guys. Kip, you're gonna love this one too. What lasting effect do you have on other people's lives? What is your purpose? What's the impact you give people every single day? Or do you just live for yourself and just hope to get through the day? And it's, get to Friday and the work week will be over. Or do you live every day trying to make an impact on somebody else's life? You and I had a good conversation last night about how every day, you had so much anger built up from this job you hated, and you just turned into hating people. And now every single day when you feel like someone pisses you off, you're like, I'm going to do something good for somebody. And I just think that's so huge. Julie, you're really huge into that too. Just always trying to do something for somebody else. If you don't already do that, we're going to write it on our Big Five today because you'll be surprised at what an impact that will have on your life. And that's what you said. It's like a selfish thing. Because
I do it so I can see their smile and it makes me happy.
Yeah. You do it because you want happiness. You got to give to get. If you want to have that happiness, if you want other people to succeed, if you want to succeed, go help other people succeed. And it's amazing what paying it forward will do. So how much better can you do on that? So now you're supposed to try to connect your dots and look at that shape that you've got. Oh boy. That ain't pretty. But as you can see, where the shorter pieces are is what I need to work on. Laughing. What are we laughing at? How'd you guys' graphs come out? Does anybody have any questions, suggestions, or anything they want to talk about as far as the 8 forms of wealth go? You guys know that this is just a balance. This is a way to balance your goals. I'm trying to teach you that you don't have to just pick one area of your life to focus on. But this can help you figure out what area to focus on. And before we started this, you might have thought physical health was going to be your worst category, and come to find out it's impact or legacy. And this could matter to everybody, including yourself. Or maybe it's adventure. You just haven't done anything. You haven't even taken a vacation day for yourself. So we're going to use that, and we're going to go into what's called 3 and 30. So from this 8 forms of wealth, you're going to build 3 goals in each of these categories that you're going to do in the next 30 days. Okay? So, physical health. If you have a hard time, if that's overwhelming to anybody, you can just pick one category and do that for. But the idea is to pick 3 small goals that you will complete in 30 days. Okay, so 30 days is not a long time. I know it sounds like a long time right now as we're sitting here, but you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're already going to have a million things you're going to be doing. You're not even going to think about this 8 forms of wealth. So you got to think in terms of what can you actually accomplish and what do you want to accomplish, just small things. Now, each category can have repeating things, right? So if adventure is to go to Rhode Island and go visit somebody and, I don't know, what I would do down there. Do the penguin plunge in the ocean. Then I can have both of those there. So I can write that underneath family and I can write it underneath adventure, and you can get 2 birds with 1 stone, okay? So some of this stuff will be interrelated. So I want you to take out a sheet of paper and write the name of the category. You're going to start with spiritual and inner self. What can you do in the next 30 days to be more in tune with yourself? And maybe that's just reading your goals every day. Maybe that's taking 5 minutes to meditate. Maybe that's writing in the present tense every single day what you want to achieve in life. All these things are just small. Maybe it's a routine that you build for yourself every night when you go to bed. Maybe it's a routine you build for yourself every morning when you wake up. I know something that I started since the last time we went over this was I press snooze when my alarm goes off, and I spend that 8 minutes listing 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things I'm going to accomplish that day. You love it, Beth. And 3 people I want to send love to. And I have not missed a day of that, and it sets the tone for my day. My day is automatically in a positive mindset, and it just makes everything better. Because you know what? Sometimes it sucks to wake up in the dark and it's freezing, but there's something about doing that changes that. Another thing that I've decided to add since I started to make that a habit is before I go to bed, I take a couple minutes and I think about my high of that day and my low of that day. And your low doesn't have to be a negative thing. It just can't be as good as your high. So that's something that you guys could try to implement if you wanted to. Those are some.
3 in each category, or 3 right now in spiritual inner self?
We're gonna get to each one. I was giving you some ideas about spiritual inner self, so you can do whatever you want with that. Moving on to physical health. What can you do to improve your physical health? Remember, you have to be very specific, right? And something that can allow us to have some integrity, something that can allow us to be honest with ourselves and complete the tasks. What can you do? If you're already working out, then don't put that down there. You know what I mean? Or you gotta step it up a notch. What else can you do when you work out? The gym 2 days a week because you're not working out right now. Maybe it's giving something up. I know last time I had to give up booze for this one. Cut it out. Family. 3 things you can do to step it up a little bit. Improve your family life. Maybe it's leaving work on time to have dinner twice a week. Maybe it's spending 5 minutes to read to your kids. If you don't have an immediate family yet, maybe it's just going to visit some extended family. Call them. Send them a card. Send them a letter. Something simple. It takes 5 minutes. These do not have to be huge, overbearing goals. Please don't start writing, I'm going to travel to Florida and go visit my uncle tonight. You know, you've got to be realistic about this. 30 days is not long. Even while you're in market basket shopping, grab a card and mail it out to somebody. And that can make a difference. Professional. You love what you do? You doing really well at it? Or can you improve a little bit? Maybe it's cutting the ties, giving your 2-week notice. Whatever it is. Financial. What can you do to make your financial life happier, more free? Are you doing the best you can in that state? Do you want to make more money? If you do, what can you do in the next 30 days to try to make that happen? Do you want to save more money? Then exactly what is it that you need to change or that you need to save? Maybe you have all the money that you want or need. Maybe you have a great savings account. Maybe everything's set up automatically and you're content. Can you give to somebody who might not be as well off as you? Can you give back? Remember I said, think about the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with. So what can you do in the next 30 days to enhance that circle of genius? Do you need to cut ties with someone in that circle of genius? Like you didn't even realize that you spent that much time with that person and how it can affect you, good or bad. Is it good and you want to spend more time with them? Again, don't think about the whole year, right? Like, I mean, we can't all be like Megan and start going bungee jumping. But in 30 days, maybe you're just switching the stores that you're going to so that you bump into new people, so that it's just a little bit, you know, refreshing for you. That's going to open up your brain a little bit. It'll excite you a little bit.
Quick side note, on her goals thing, as an old notebook I got from a couple of years ago, when she had goals written, and the first goal on there was trip to New Zealand.
Wow. She did it.
I took a picture of it, sent her, I'm like, check.
Nice.
That's what she did.
That's awesome. The other thing that you guys can do with this, which I do with my 8 forms of wealth, 3 and 30, and there is one more goal activity that I do. It's called the 90-day wonder, where I write down what I've accomplished the past 90 days and what I'll accomplish in the next 90 days, and I pick 10 from there. Is I put it in my wallet with me, and I carry it all the time. And whenever I have a second, I just open it up and remind myself of it. So that might be something that's helpful to you, is just keep it on you. Don't just write it down and lose it after today. Okay? Maybe you can put it in your notes of your phone. I started to do that. My big 5 is in the notes of my phone, so every time I'm on it, I can just click on it and remind myself. And it's amazing how much closer you get to your goals when you look at them a lot. Last one, impact legacy. How can you impact other people? What kind of effect can you have on other people? What's something that you want to do that you're not doing right now to help someone? And if you have been doing stuff, maybe you just write down those same things. So big 5, I mentioned big 5 to you guys. Some of you have been filling those out consistently. What we're going to do right now, though, is fill out a big 5 for 2015. So we just taught you how to balance in some categories that you guys can start thinking about as you set your goals. So what I want you to do is flip to a new page. You're going to write big 5 2015 right on the top. And I want you to think of 5 goals you want to hit by January 2016. Big ones. Something that, now this is where you can get a little crazy. But remember, you want them to be challenging. 50% probability that you will achieve them. Makes you work a little bit, makes you stretch a little bit, like have to focus throughout the entire year. Don't make it something so easy you don't feel accomplished at the end of the year. What matters to you? What areas of your life matter? And here's my big 5, what you guys made me do. Some examples for you. Number 1, learn how to play the piano. So that was a big thing for me. I had this itch. I used to play when I was younger. My grandmother used to make me play every day after school. I thought it was the worst thing in the world. All I ever wanted to do was go outside. But then I had an itch for like the past year to play again. And then for Christmas, I got to go to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Thanks, Dad. And I just fell in love with it, and I had to do it. And thanks to Sue for paying it forward, I'm going to be able to make it happen. So the next things I have to do in order to get there, I need to schedule my lessons and I need to get a keyboard. I can check that puppy right off. See, it feels good to check things off, but I like to cross them out sometimes. Get aggressive. Number 2, complete She Rocks Triathlon. This is a breast cancer awareness triathlon that I had promised my aunt I would do, so I'm trying to stick to it, and that is outside my box. I do not like to run. I don't know how I'm going to train for swimming throughout the entire year, and the bike is probably the easiest thing. So that's going to be a big thing for me. So what do I have to do? I have to sign up for it, and I need to plan training sessions. I think signing up for it's going to be the scariest part. 3, visit family 1 time a month. I want to continue to do that this year, and I just need to plan who and when I'm going to be doing that. Number 4, become a professional mindset coach. I need to study it, pick out books, audios, etc. to get good at it, and I need to form memberships for people to use me as a coach. So those are the 2 biggest things as far as that goes. That's probably my number 1. These bottom 2 are my 2 top goals for 2015. Last one is start Breast Cancer Survivor Fit Camp. And all I need to do is just do it. So I plan on providing free training to breast cancer survivors here at Fit It In. That's going to be a huge launch that I would love to do in the next couple months. So those are my big 5 for 2015. Guys, to go back to those, did you write them like, can you read one of yours for me? Is this okay? Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Just pick one, not 2.
End of the month, visit my family in Maine.
Okay. What I want you guys to do is go back and say, I learned how to play the piano. I completed the She Rocks Triathlon. I visited my family 1 time per month. I became, or I am, the best mindset coach. I am. And I launched the Breast Cancer Survivor Fit Camp. So go back and write them in present tense right now for me. Maybe you said, I want to lose 10 pounds. So I am X amount of pounds right now. Maybe you said, I don't know, what'd you say?
So do the big 5 first and then write them in.
Present tense, as if it was already achieved. Make sure that you sign what your goal is so that you plan on attaining it. That was a big one for me. That was an aha moment. I remember my last meeting of 2014 with my mastermind coach, and he asked me what he could help me with this year and what I really wanted to do. And it took me 2 weeks to figure out what I wanted, and it hit me. I was reading the book Goals by Brian Tracy, which you see a quote here. A lot of this information came from there. It's a great book. I suggest it to anybody. It really helps you dig deep and figure out your life. Every single chapter asks you 5 to 7 questions that you have to soul search. You have to write it down. You have to figure out, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, what you really want in life. And it just, if you take the time to answer every single one of those questions, I promise you, you'll figure out what your purpose is in life and what you want to do. And by reading that, I got to chapter 11, and that's what happened. And so I'm writing it down, and I'm making it happen this year. You guys have your top goal?
It took you 2 weeks.
Thank you, exactly.
So you don't have to, you're right, you do not have to be ready for that. So we can put that aside. By the end of the week, what are 5 things that you want to accomplish? My suggestion is to keep them very simple as you start. If you have never written a big 5 before, they've got to be simple. They've got to be work out 3 times. Read for 10 minutes 3 days a week. Set up a morning routine. Take a shower every day. Something you know you can do. And maybe try a new recipe. But seriously, these are things that you just want to accomplish by the end of the week so you can feel good. You know, 5 things you need to accomplish by the end of the week to be successful. 5 things you need to finish by the end of the week in order to be successful. Maybe there's a certain person at work you need to call. Maybe there's a meeting with a mentor that you need to have this week and it can't get put off. Maybe there's a book that you have like 10 pages left and you know if you read those 10 pages you're going to feel like $1 million. Integrity is what you need in order to accomplish these goals. So just make sure you're honest with yourself. When you look at them again and you read over them, make sure that they're realistic for yourself and that you can stay honest, that they are part of your values, that you're not just writing things down to write them down to get through this seminar. Okay? And if you have a hard time figuring that out, go back to your 8 forms of wealth and see what jumps out to you, what matters to you most, and just focus on that one thing. Okay? But remember how important integrity is. Be honest with yourself, and it's going to help other people. I have some suggested reads up here. I know we do a lot of reading. We try to suggest a book every quarter here at Fit It In. And these are just some of my favorites that have really, really helped me since the summer. 1 or 2 of them I have not read yet, but they're supposed to be amazing books. So if you have a hard time figuring out your purpose in life, what your impact is, what your legacy, what's your reason for waking up every single day, how can you help other people? You shouldn't be waking up every day just to show up to a job. And put your job aside. What else can you do if you can't change your job or you don't want to change your job? What else can you do in your life to give impact, to find your purpose? And Goals was a huge book that helped me figure that out. So if you read this book, Goals, I highly suggest that you get in the mindset of sitting down and taking the time at the end of every chapter to answer all of the questions as best you can. Make it a goal to finish one chapter and the questions that go along with it. The Compound Effect was a life changer for me. That's what I read for the first time this summer. That I just don't know what happened when I read that book, but I also had you give me Reiki that day, and I thought that the world was just going to like explode. That was unbelievable. I don't know if it was the book or was that. And it's about, does anybody know what the Compound Effect is? Tell us.
Well, what I liked about it is I've read a lot of these different books, but opening your mind that the compound effect is what you do on a daily basis that you don't even realize compounds. And it can compound in a positive way, or it can compound in a negative way. What you do day in, day out. So if you're happy with what's going on, you know, so it kind of breaks it all down in different things, very different changing little things, so you can have the compound effect in a positive way. So it just opened my eyes to maybe some of the things you do on a daily basis that you might not be so happy that.
Yep. Doing little things consistently will get you to your goal. I think maybe you guys can help me out with that one, but you know, if someone saves a penny for a certain amount of time, oh, right, but what's the other, what was the other alternative that they could have done instead of the penny? They had two choices. Yeah, you had like $300,000 right now, or save a penny for 30 days, right? And most people would take the $300,000 because it just looks so good, but you actually get, what, $1 million? How much do you get? Like, it's like maybe 600,000. I don't know what it is. But if you wait till that 30 days, you end up getting like $600,000. So that was pretty cool. It's a great way to just look at how compounding little things over time will get you to where you want to be. And that's what that book was about, small habits that can change our lives. You know, and it can be family, it can be financial, it can be anything. And that book goes into all of those directions. So it's not just made for one person. It's made for everybody, and it'll hit you a different way. That's a good one. One word I'm suggesting everybody at Fit It In read, and it's a quick read. It's like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and it helps you figure out what one word might, how do I explain it? A lot of people set New Year's resolutions, and it's a phrase or it's a paragraph, and then it's just too wordy, and you can never reflect back on it. You're like, oh, whatever, I didn't make that, I'm not going to do it. But if you have one word to focus on that you can always bring your mind to, it really helps you focus a lot. When you feel overwhelmed, when you feel down, when you feel like you're not accomplishing things, like you need to refocus, that one word is going to help you reset. So the book helps you figure out what your word should be. It just gets you thinking a little bit more, okay? So you can work on that one. Living Your Best Year Ever by Darren Hardy is supposed to be one of the best books. I don't know if anybody here has ever read it. No? Well, it's supposed to be really good. And Discover Your Destiny, Robin Sharma. Anybody read that? So again, it's about figuring yourself out and finding out your purpose and how you can help yourself and in turn help other people. So those are good books. Just wanted to share that with you people. Integrity. Do you have it? Be a woman of your word. We'll go with the woman this time. And I just wanted to take time to say thank you for coming. And you should be thanking yourselves because this is going to make a difference in your life. I really feel like it will make a huge difference. And my goal is to just impact one person here that showed up. So hopefully one of you here will stick with this stuff and accomplish your 2015 goal. Obviously, I would love it if everybody did, but we got to be realistic. So don't forget that 80% of success is showing up. You showed up. So good luck with your goals for the year. And 2015 is yours. Good luck. Thank you for coming.